On June 7th, Ukrainian delegates, along with the West Virginia University's Global Affairs program, made a visit to Camp Dawson's training site, where they wanted to gain some insight on how the United States Army functions. With discussions and tours led by Camp Dawson Operations Major Diaz and Captain Cimarelli, the delegates got an in-depth look into what goes on at Camp Dawson, as well as an open discussion of the Army as a whole.
This camp is a part of the West Virginia National Guard?
Yes.
Does mean that you primarily train National Guards people for West Virginia?
You train the West Virginia Army National Guard as well as all other components and from different states, all over the country.
Different states from the National Guard?
From National Guard, from active component Army, Navy, Air Force.
Many talking points were brought up, ranging from gender equality in the Army to the average day-to-day life of the U.S. soldier.
But I think in the end, gender is not, it shouldn't matter. It's all about performance.
Among the delegates are the veterans of the Ukrainian Army and volunteer forces.
My name is Halina Klempos. I hail from Ukraine. So I served as a volunteer with a volunteer unit, also served with the regular Army of Ukraine, working on creating the female veteran movement in Ukraine. My name is Alina Mikhailova. I'm a volunteer with the volunteer military unit. We are actually on the front line. So what I do is I provide medical assistance to our soldiers. So my name is Irina Vityev. So I served as a volunteer soldier with the first wave of volunteers in 2014-2015. I volunteered with the IDAR unit, which became a part of Ukrainian regular armed forces. I served as a paramedic there. I saw the very beginning of combat.
During the ride-along, the delegates met with Sergeant Jordan Persing, a student at the 12 November construction course, and Staff Sergeant Chrissy Snyder, a 12 November instructor here at Camp Dawson. This was a big takeaway from their visit, for seeing a female presence in the U.S. Army was an important subject for the Ukrainian delegates, especially of the three veterans.
Of course, as ours is an all-female group, we're interested in service women in this country, because for Ukraine it is a very hot-button issue, and we are working on developing a women's veteran movement in Ukraine. One of our greatest discoveries here was to see how open you are. Well, for us, actually a group from Ukraine, it was really an incredible experience to visit your camp.
From the West Virginia National Guard, this is Sergeant Davis Rohrer.